brothers and sisters. Travis back at you with a little drunk talk. I guess I'll just kind of get out there and tell you my story. My story is just like everyone else. You know, you start at a young age and you dabble, you go to parties, you just kind of drink. I guess the first time I actually ever got drunk was 16 years old. And I guess the hook was set then. You kind of chase the dragon after that, don't you? At 16, I guess it was kind of just hit and miss. Whenever there was a party or whatever, you'd basically just get drunk and have fun. And in the beginning, it's always fun. You're just having a good time and you're drinking, everybody's laughing, having a good time, you know, and then it just slowly kind of progresses. At the age of 18, you know, I graduated, went to college, and I guess that's probably when it started to escalate at that point. I had my newfound freedom. I was in school, no parents, nobody holding me back to just roar like a lion, and that's basically what I did. Anytime I get my hands on anything, it'd just be balls to the wall, you know? And everybody's having fun, but my level would always be to the next level. I'd always crank that up. I'd always have to go above and beyond everything. I don't know what it is. I think it's an OCD thing, or I don't know, something about alcoholics. We always got to push the limits of everything. And, you know, if you're having one, I'm going to have two. And, you know, if you're more intense, I'm going to up you. It's an ego thing. It's mixed with your alcoholism. It's just a concoction of a lot of things that make an alcoholic. And I would love to drink normally. I'd love to be social and just be able to have a beer or whatever and call it good. But for an alcoholic, for me in particular, I don't know what it is with everybody else. I can only speak for myself, but like you start reaching that buzz and a lot of people start pulling back, where an alcoholic is like, well, this is awesome. What's awesomer feel like? You know what I'm saying? And then it's this kind of like, and you keep pushing that boundary, and then, you know, I was 18, you know, when I made a fake ID in the college dorm room, and I was getting to the bar, so it'd be, I'd start blacking out, and then I'd have arguments with my buddies. My buddies would want to leave because they'd think I was too wasted, and they'd try to haul you off, and there'd be a big fight. I remember that numerous times with my college friends. And they were really good friends, and they were just trying to do what was best for you, but you're wasted, and you don't know what's going on, so you just, everything's a big ordeal, you know? And then you just start losing friends. And it just slowly progresses, and then finally you're 21. I mean, when I was 21, it wasn't a big deal. I didn't even have, like, you know, the normal everybody go out and have shots kind of thing. I'd been in the bar since I was 18 years old because I had a fake ID. So it wasn't, I turned 21, I was just like, I'll do what I do all the time. And it just starts wearing on you because it becomes every, you know, it's every so often. And then it's twice a week, and then it's 4 times a week, and then your weekends start on Thursday. And like I said, it's just a progression into an inevitable abyss for me. And there's some really good functional alcoholics that, and they're almost in a worse spot than I was, because I was kind of a crash and burn alcoholic, where I hit it hard from the age of 18 to 28 when I finally just tanked. And I feel fortunate in that way because I tanked hard. I went hard, and I went hard in the paint, and I crashed hard. And I was able to bounce back and at least change my life around. Where there's a lot of alcoholics that they're functional, so they'll just drag it out for a long time into their 40s, 50s, and it's not really a big problem. But then their health, it just gets trashed, you know, and they never really seeing an issue or a problem. So the point I'm trying to make is there's people that it affects in different ways. And I was a crash and burn alcoholic. At the age of 28, I went into rehab. I finally, I went on like a 17-day binge, and my body, I was trying to recover, and I was cramping up. I was completely dehydrated. I finally went to my parents, and I just basically, I need help. I don't even know what to do. I'm gonna die. And I was fortunate enough to have parents that cared enough to get me into a rehabilitation center, and I've been sober ever since I went in. And that was 2008, and I've been sober, and my life has completely changed. I have emotions just like everyone else, and I just cope with my emotions. Whereas when I was an alcoholic, I never really had any emotions because I was continuously drunk all the time. And when you black out, you get into a sense, it's like just, oh, I blacked out last night, I don't remember what was going on, so I think I'll just get drunk again so I don't have to deal with what I did the other night. And it's always easy to blame your alcoholism on the actions that you did. But that's a different story. I just kind of wanted to throw you out here on what happened. Basically, just a brief description of my crash and burn alcoholism. I mean, anybody that knew me in those days, I was an alcoholic. I mean, I was continuously drunk all the time. I mean, if you wanted to drink, I was your boy. But, once like I said, about 26 to 28, my friends were kind of, this dude's pretty damn crazy. I think I might like have a few beers with him, but I'm gonna kind of go that away once I see him start, tipping. I mean, because it started just getting worse, I mean, after a while, you're just passed out all the time. And then people don't want to deal with your sloppy ass because you're just rambling, spouting off at the hip, I mean, you don't even know what you're saying. Your emotions are just bleh, bleh, bleh. So it's like you don't even know what you're doing. People don't want to deal with that. So from about 26 to 28, I really didn't have many friends, I mean, I'd have a few like starter buddies, but they were gone after about 5-6 beers. They're like, deuces, I'm out. So I started going hard. I turned it up. It's like, because you have to deal with those emotions and things like that. So I drank and drank and drank, and I got to the point where it was like, I'm going to try not drinking for a while and see what happens. But I knew I had to get into a rehabilitation center because I didn't know any other way. I had to abandon life, so to speak, and get into a rehab center and get around people that only had sobriety in mind. And that's what I did. But that's a little bit of my history, and we'll have many more videos to talk about things that I deal with. I'm starting to ramble. I don't want to make these videos extremely long, but if I can touch anybody, kind of my situation, like I said, we'll move on from there. But until next time, make sure to like, subscribe, comment below. But